base level, they will use Adobe Audition. If you get a bit more advanced and you're doing things like making imaging, etc., you might move on to Pro Tools or Audition. That's pretty much everything, and it's really, really good for editing audio, loads of different features, and quite simple to use as well. And if you use Photoshop and Premiere, you'll have a good idea of how it works anyway, because it's the same layout. So when you open up, you can drop your audio into here, which is a single track, okay, like so. All right, so to put your audio in, you go to Open, if you wish, or you can just find it and drag it, and there's your audio. We're going to use Reese, use Choice VoiceOver. We're going to use Hit Branding, Hit Air Transition, and Hit Air Punchy. There are 3 sound effects like you'll hear on Capital. And the voiceover is Reese, former student who's doing the voiceover for Youth Choice, which is our radio station here. So we open up our imaging, or pieces of imaging to make our imaging. And if you look on the left-hand side, you can see there all the different areas that have been loaded into this rack on the side. Then you can click on each one and it'll automatically change over to whichever one you want. Now, when we're making imaging, we need to layer tracks one upon the other. So to do that, what we do is we need to create a new multi-track session. So your file, new multi-track session. Might be slightly different if you're using a PC on the layout. Okay, so click on that. Okay, we give this a name, Use Choice Imaging. Imaging is what they call it when they make audio, like sweepers and jingles and stuff for the radio stations. Okay, so that appears, and there's your layers of the cake. 1, 2, 3. You can click on the right-hand side here, squash up and down, and you've got up to 5, 6, 7 tracks in there, and you can add more if you want to. Okay, we're going to use around about 2 or 3 today. So the first thing we're going to put in there is some sound effects. So we'll go for this one, Hit Branding, Capital. In it goes. That's in track 1. Hit Airy Punch. Let's put that in number 2. Okay, and finally we're going to use our voiceover, which is going to be Reese. Okay, and in it goes there. Don't worry about that. Just click OK, and it'll be fine. So you've got voiceover, sound effect, sound effect. SFX. SFX was the little shortened version of what we would call that. Now we might want to go a little bit tighter in here so we can see what we're doing. So we can push those down so we just have the 3 tracks. And then we can also go a little tighter in at the top by moving the slider at the top across, like so. Dead easy. Okay, now what you've got to do is, like a good cake, you've got to get the layers correct. Right order, right level of volume, and the right blend. Most important thing is the right blend, so it works as a sweeper. Now, the rules of a sweeper are pretty simple. Have sound effects, big impact to go in, and then out with the station name. Okay, the station name should be fairly quiet when it comes out. Not quiet, but no background noise really, just a little bit. Okay, it should be a clear message with the radio station's name on. That's really, really important. Okay, you don't want to lose the station name in amongst sound effects and other bits of noise, because people won't remember it. You need people to remember your station's name for your listening figures. Okay, so it's important that's a nice, clear message. So we can have a listen now to what these sound like all together. There's the space bar.
Listen live here on Youth Choice.
Okay, so already it's halfway there, but you'll notice straight away, look how high the levels are on the left-hand side. They're too high. It's too loud, okay? So there's 2 ways of doing this. You can turn down a track itself by clicking on the yellow line you see there and just pull it down a touch. And that will take you down to -5.9 there. And we could do the same here. Let's go down to -5.9. Okay, that's not a particularly important figure. It's just to give you an idea, and you can play around with it a little bit. Because we can see by looking at this that Reese's voiceover is quite quiet, and they are quite loud, just by the depth of their waveform. So let's have another listen.
Listen live here on Youth Choice.
Okay, so it's a little bit quieter. All right, but I want this to punch in quicker here. So I want this to have no silence at the start. Now the way we get rid of the silence is we use the top slide there to take ourselves zoomed in. Okay, we can click here, the razor tool, click there, and then click at the top. We've highlighted it, press delete, it's gone. Okay, and then we can move that there. So we've got a big impact coming in. Like I said before, it's got to be a big impact coming in. It kind of fades in here, as you can see. So the big impact to come in is important that it's there at the start here, and that will complement this next bit nicely. Okay, so let's have a little listen. Let's see if I take it to the correct point. There we go.
Listen live, here, on use choice.
Okay, it's not bad. Now, I like this bit fading out here. I think the voice can go over that, but that's too loud here. Okay, so we need to get rid of that. So the way we're going to get rid of that, hit the razor tool, pick the point where the sound naturally ends, and the next bit begins. We can delete that. Okay, and let's have a little listen now.
Listen live, here, on use choice.
Okay, it's not bad. This, though, drops off an edge too quickly, I think. Okay, drops off a cliff almost. So what we can do to remedy that is, so the move tool, and if you click on the audio itself, you can see there like the two triangles in the middle of the square. You can do the fade there. So that means it will decrease in volume at a lower rate than previously. Okay, so let's give it a go. We'll press mute, turn the track off.
Listen live, here, on use choice.
Yeah, it works better. Okay, so you can slide in there, have a look. I will maybe drag this in a little bit, because when this starts decaying, in other words, when the volume decreases, that's when we've got to bring in this voiceover. It's got to punch in a little bit louder, so we just turn it up a bit louder. You just use that by clicking on it and moving it right or left. We're now at plus 6.9.
Listen live, here, on use choice.
Okay, that's working pretty well. Maybe I might drop this off a little bit, but you can do the thing where you drop in, just decrease the volume. I can press the 2 there and then pull down. As you can see, the volume decreases just on that part of the track.
Listen live, here, on use choice.
Yeah, it's nice now. So I can maybe take that in a touch just to make it tighter.
Listen live, here, on use choice.
Okay, that's pretty tight. Pretty good, I'd say.
Listen live, here, on use choice.
Okay, so it's more punchy, it's in quick, and I'll maybe boost that a touch just to see what it's like.
Listen live, here, on use choice.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, so we've got our 3 layers of the cake there. We now need to mix the cake down. If you like, bake it, put it together. So the way we do that, file. Sorry, multi-track, mix down, session to new file, and entire session. Click mix, and that then creates the one file, which is all 3 blended together.
Listen live, here, on use choice.
Okay, and I can get rid of the end bit here that's silenced, don't need that. And then there's a little bit at the start where it needs to be tidied up. You can see there, we can just tidy that up by highlighting and deleting. And there we have a sweeper, done and dusted.
Listen live, here, on use choice.
Okay, so that's for you. You've got the elements. Have a go at making your own sweeper. It doesn't have to exactly sound like that, but remember, impact first. We finish with a clean name of station at the end. Okay, simple as that.